family, Sarah, my people living in Iran. My family are living in Iran.
My fucking mom lives in Iran too. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. My whole family are living there. And everything is, people are suffering there.
Bro, what percentage of Iranians inside Iran were happy that being the government? What percentage?
Sarah, they thought.
No. Hey, I'm gonna move. If you don't,
if you're threatening me, it means you're not. You don't believe of.
This is why we're under attack, because she came at the same time with Ali, and the first thing she said was, all religions mistreat women. And that is disrespect to Christianity. That's a disrespect to every religion. That's actually kind of a disrespect even to the cult.
All women. She's claiming that all religions are segregated against women or are derogatory against women.
The Islamists, they always do that.
I get it. You bring out the counterintelligence operatives, Sarah.
Some Muslim guy was in U.S. We have just as much child marriage than. Was he saying that mad or not? Like he was like
they sold it to FIFA, they sold it to the GCCs, they sold it to Elon Musk.
Majority of people fighting are angry at Trump. Why is he not getting our infrastructure? Like it's fucking insane. Getting our infrastructure would be like something that's they might even if it was generations. Like that's how the people inside Iran feel. So anybody who comes on the stage, you can come on the stage and be honest, bro. You can say I support IRGC. I'm here with Ali and the IRGC members. And now I'm saying all this shit. You can do that, but don't pretend that IRGC and then spread IRGC bullshit. And I hope that you go with. Those are ideas.
Because Sarah, you are very moderator and you have power, you tend to just
let me explain to you how it works if you've never been here before. In the clubhouse, actually, the moderators, when they talk, everybody else has to mute up. Okay? So I do have the course. This is not an event on this board where you think you can say and do whatever you want. She didn't answer the question. She started beating around the bush. I asked her, no, if you want to answer this question, I'll mute up and you can just stop. What I want to know, because you claim your entire families inside Iran, what percentage of people in Iran are listening? You're fighting the drug or you're fighting alcohol. That's what he's talking about. Okay, so now let me tell you what the problem is here.
The legitimacy that they gave it to. That's what mattered.
Here it is. I did remove her because this is the funny part. Remember, like Matt, remember where Ali was saying the translation is light or something when the translation says? Now she's with him. So she comes and saying that I'm drunk or drunk? What are you fucking talking about? Like, what are you saying? This is like so weird with these people. Like, she sees supporters do anything. But remember, some of these people, they were those who were holding guns in the street, shooting at wrong people just a few months ago. Some of them are.
Pam, you were mentioning something. You wanted to ask me something or what? No, I was just wondering if you were running it back to me today.
I said this would be an between now and tomorrow by the
Yeah, that's all.
the world so
But
fast.
hey, what fact did you give?
I mean, it's nice to be here to say that we just exciting. I still have my hopes up. And Iran, she got about it from Trump. And I think Janice.
No, I heard that shit from my family who live in Iran. When was the last time you went
Flat out.
to Iran? We're not gonna ask them the fucking IRGC people.
They're in the peaceful stages. This is why they don't address it as a front.
So go ahead, Trump. When's the last time you were in Iran?
Solves the Gaza issue. Right?
How many people in Iran have you talked to since the beginning of the war?
The West Bank. There's a reason that right after this,
You're asking me if I have?
is what some
My mother, my sister, my brother,
Gaza.
my entire family. I have 9 aunts, I have 3 uncles, I have 30, 40 cousins, they all live inside Iran, okay? I have friends, because I went to school there, even though I was born in US. So I have friends that I went to school with in Iran. I have like friends that they come here and they visit. I have friends that they live here and they want back. So no, I am actually very, very well aware of what's happening inside Iran. And people are very mad with Trump right now. Now, people inside Iran, Trump betrayed them because he's trying to make a deal with IRGC. They wanted IRGC gone no matter the cost. That's why people, if you go on X, you're going to see everybody's calling Trump, oh, you betrayed us, we hate JD, man. Go read it on X. You guys want to say everything's a propaganda? Well, look at it.
Isn't it the American market?
No! No! There's more Iranians who live in America. There are more
Analogy is, this whole thing
Americans. There are more Iranians supporting IRGC outside Iran than inside.
I have a saying, I say, especially with the Jews, when it comes to the Jews who are an idea for the
But let me
Zionists,
ask you
I have a
something.
saying,
So you think
if I had
majority of Iranians support IRGC? Be honest.
and if I did that's what's
Right now, so you don't support our ideology. And I'm also certain the majority of the rest of white people are getting
Well, but this is the thing, man. This is the part that you can't make this do. So, majority of people in Iran, they probably didn't want Iran get bombed 2 years ago. That's probably true for 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. Maybe they did, I don't know. But you have to remember, a month before Trump, like before we attacked Iran, 1 month before that, people went to streets. They were protesting, trying to overthrow the government, right? Once it became serious enough, once there was enough people in the streets, one night, they just mass killed. They just committed a massacre. They claim the number was 3,000. Some, like UN said, it's 7,000, 8,000 people who were in the streets. The information things from the hospitals, Donald Trump, they all say it was 30, 40, 50,000. What I'm trying to say doesn't matter. Let's say it was 3,000. Then what would Americans do if we were to go protest and the government killed 3,000 unarmed people? What would we do? Would we not burn America down to the ground?
disrespecting the Second Amendment.
What this has been, this is why the circumstances was different.
This entire notion of Gen Z is changing.
I agree with you that if
By the time Gen Z makes it into position of power, there will be no power for them. Listen, I'm so over this fucking argument. People refuse to understand how fucking bad it is. Like, the Palestinians are being murdered, slaughtered, exiled, and these are ridiculous. It's getting worse day in, day out. You don't talk about the children under the house and nobody's doing fucking
You
shit.
don't understand what the Iranian people go through. Let me tell you why. Because right now in America, majority of Americans, I know the far left wants to destroy America. No, we have some people in the far left who want a new system in America. They want to start from scratch. I know we have that. But those are not the majority of people. You have to understand 80%. Above 80% of Iranians, it is years, decades that they've been wanting a new government. Their participation in their elections is about like, I don't know, 10%, 20%. They can't even get people to go vote between bad and worse. And our government, this was not a one incident. They've been doing it over and over and over. And then I know you might think this doesn't matter, but this is like even right now, let's talk about it. Even right now, the Iran government
Those are the ones that
is
just stand up
telling
and somehow
people,
decide that after
is posting on their Twitter saying, hey, we stopped
watching this
and we are making peace with America to prevent Muslims being killed in Lebanon. Like they don't even say we're doing it to prevent the Iranians die. They don't care about Iranians. That's the part you have to understand. This is why the people don't like them. They've been killing so many people over the decades. They've been sending all their money. Iran is a very rich country. They've been sending all the oil, everything. They've been sending it to Hezbollah, to Hamas. People in Iran, they don't have anything themselves. They can't marry, they can't have children. Those who have children, they can't feed their kids. They feed them like food without any meat in it. But this is a serious issue. And you might think, oh no, it's fine, but no, it's not. Every country is supposed to take care of its own people's interests first. I think you can agree on that. And because of how this government has been like fucking up for so many decades. And then the last thing they did, you want to say they killed 3,000? I do believe it was 30, 40,000 people they killed, maybe even more. Because we're still seeing pictures and videos coming out of people that they've been killed, and the majority of them were young, a lot of them teenagers. You know, so that's why, because of that, people were like, you know what, we will accept help from any government. You have to understand, per IRGC state TV, 3,000 people died in this war. 3,000 people were died after 40 days of bombing a country. That should tell you how U.S. and Israel was careful not to kill Iranian people. And they were targeting the IRGC terrorists.
Sarah, there was an internal IRGC document that we released about a month ago. The IRGC internally admitted was 32,000. That's straight from the IRGC.
No, I had to go look at the numbers, William, because sometimes was telling me, it was in Pepe's room a couple nights ago, sometimes was saying something about satellites, so I had to go look at, like, you know, a lot of stuff to see, because this is the difference between him and I. He's the when he told me, oh, if this really happened, it's going to be shown by satellites, I'm like, what if this is true? Let me go read about it. Why was it not shown? You know, right? And then when I did that, the satellite question is very simple, guys. As long as they, no, you're not coming on the stage. As long as they hold body in buildings with roof, the satellite doesn't show it. So that's why there's nothing on the satellite. Or there's some pictures that they leave. But my point is, when I went and looked at all this stuff, William, I did see that. The leaked information is from the hospital log. You have to understand. You have to understand so many people. This is like, it was bad. Once they're gone, we're going to hear all the news. Some people are going to suck. Some people are going to call it like propaganda. Doesn't fucking matter. But there were people burying their children, their family members, their loved ones in their backyards because they didn't want the government to know this happened. They were charging people to their bodies back. The government did not give the bodies back the next day. They have like mass, what's it called, burials. They didn't give some bodies back. Some people got bodies and they stopped this. And after
transition was over.
In a very organized proportion of number of people were very sensitive. They don't know if they are.
Another story that we're following
As vice chair of the Hidden Heroes campaign, we're already benefiting from wisdom, guidance, and leadership.
Did you know that when Louise Jennifer Pritzker became transgender?
When I make opposition with young people, as I say,
Progressive intellectuals.
intelligence. First,
Just go straight into Cheerios. 10 different types of Cheerios. And that could be like 10 to 15 minutes of their lives. Just talking about Cheerios.
I would tolerate you. I can still be somewhat your friend. But if you're anti-American, I can't bear. I love America. You gotta find a fucking way. Man, you cannot even say peace.
The fact that I criticize
You don't like Trump. I hate it, Biden. I hate it, Biden. I hate it with every cell in my body. Let me tell you something. I never wanted America to fail because I didn't like the president. Neither I wanted anybody to try to assassinate him or any of that.
my kids go on America. I just say that. And I'm not
Shutting it down.
no matter where you start,
You're a small man.
But you had the option of Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, who could, obviously it was outlandish, and then it's like, well, who's actually got the balls to make the changes that needs to happen in America? And of course everyone's going to say, you know, fuck Trump, all this, that, and the third, but someone had to do it, because on the way that America was going, which would have led to, I'm from Australia, but I've got family in America. But the way things were going for America, if they went even further downhill, it would fuck us up. It would fuck us work, it fucks the whole Western society up. So Trump's doing what needs to be done. Not what you like. Not what anyone really likes. He's gotten rid of the illegal. He's actually gotten rid of the people that, well, he's absolutely forced action on people that don't even really want to assimilate with American values whatsoever. They don't want to. It's the thing, bro. So I don't care what skin color background you come from. If you're a good person, and you've got a good heart on you, I'll fight with you. But if you come into someone else's territory, like go into a loophole with the Jews and whatnot, but like with radical Islam, they preach, kill anyone that doesn't fucking succumb to our belief system. Kill them. And then and do you have a wife?
this might this would be quite generational.
Yeah, do you have a wife or a girlfriend or kids or whatever?
I would say you have to believe something
Yeah, okay, yeah, well, yeah. So,
You can talk about the Science Initiative. You can talk about concepts like the Confederacy.
for sure. So, the thing is, the
There needs to
problem
be,
is,
in my opinion, more of a connection to realpolitics and the reality.
so that's why Trump is doing the hard things, are going up as hardcore as he is in order to get, like, lay the ground rules out to get these psycho
So
fucks out of here.
what you just said now, what you just said, how is it benefiting me?
Ben, I can answer your question. Hold on, Captain. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, I can answer your question, Ben.
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Ben,
I gotta say something.
hold on, Taco. Let me tell you something very quick. Did you vote for Trump? You probably didn't, Ben, correct?
For one more. Hell no.
Did you vote for him? You didn't. Okay, but this is why I'm bringing that up. Actually, the first year, Trump did amazing. In what way? In the way that he promised in his campaign. Trump was not my first choice. I'm a Republican. I voted for someone else in the primary, but of course I was going to vote Trump versus Kamala, right? But I was surprised how well he did accomplish the campaign promises is why I actually started liking Trump. It was after his second round of presidency that I liked him. If you don't like illegals being removed from America, that's fine. I'm not.
No, let's rap about it after
I don't like that.
it
That was
plays this
Congress.
thing.
I like that. I vote for him. This is what a democratic, system works like. We voted. He was picked, and he actually made a lot of his promises. I don't know how to translate this war to the second
The
year.
entire full process of discovery.
What Chicago Mayoral.com? This is Chicago Mayoral candidate John Kitover.
I think he's still doing.
Hello?
I would still give him a.
Why doesn't he have your ballot?
Do boots on the ground. The I don't know how I feel about the boots on the ground. And look, I'm American Iranian, and I'm telling you that. And I want IRGC gone, but
She can't retire yet. You retire when you want to.
I don't know, Matt. Am I wrong?
A plus is kind of a stretch.
No,
You're right. Matt. You know better. What?
Hello?
What do you? No, okay, let me list a few things.
Hello?
I'm gonna sound like a broken drum.
Ben, first, we want to do a quick diagnostic. Tell us what year it is and what's 100 times 100.
So let me list a few things.
Hello?
The tariffs.
Hello?
You know, I don't see how the tariffs helped us out.
It doesn't matter, but before his president.
Would you like me to explain it to you?
Well, hold on, William. Was that part of his campaign or not?
Oh yeah, that was part of his campaign.
It was part of his campaign, and he did it, right? So it doesn't matter if it makes sense to you or not. He actually delivered what he promised. This war is the only thing that is not part of what he promised.
Yeah, that's the whole point, right? They're gonna do something, and they do it regardless of how you feel about it. You gotta give them credit for doing it. Like if it was the opposite, Ben, where Biden made a bunch of campaign promises, and he actually did them, then I'd be like, okay, well, yeah, he did it on your behalf, right? So it's it has to go both ways. There's no reason not for it to go both ways. Does that make
Elizabeth.
sense, all or no?
Elizabeth.
Here's the big thing, Ben, is that when it comes to the agenda that Trump's trying to push for, and let's take into account the man apparently has never had a sip of alcohol in his life, and that comes to apparently his brother and his addiction or whatever. But if you're looking at all I don't want to call them degenerates because they're not I don't want to label people that bracket. But when people come in and they don't really have much going on in their life, and they go to the bottle and they sing piss, and they just fucking get themselves wasted. It's a big problem in America. There's poverty line everywhere. Guess who the people funding against Trump are profiting from? The fucking people that are causing mayhem. They buy guns, shoot each other dead in the street, go to prison. Trump's trying to clean it up from a baseline level. But the people that fund against Trump, they want democracy. They want the Democrats to feel victim, and they want to play that victim card so they can make fucking billions. Because that's what they do. They make fucking billions off people's fuck-ups, people's addictions.
You mean like Elon Musk making billions or trillions?
Hey, come again.
The thing is, all that money is being borrowed, and the future tax liabilities are being put on homeowners, and they're stealing from the pensions to do it. The communists that are taking over American major cities are stealing from the pensions. Where else for the money to come from? And they're already taxing us to death with property taxes. This is death by taxation, and all taxation is theft. How did America get this broke? Because really, it's Medicare, Medicaid, 4.2 trillion a year. We need our military, we need our social security, but we don't need this fake fucking medicine and paying healthcare executives $100 million a year, $200 million a year for what? It's a fucking ripoff. It's a scam. And modern medicine doesn't meet its promises, gives you half of what it promises, it poisons you. It's 100% death rate if you got cancer and you're doing chemo. You can't even talk about the adverse effects of the COVID-19 vaccinations still. Censorship is still real, and we're still buying millions, tens of millions of doses of new experimental mRNA, FDA approved annual flu shot vaccines. We're living in a great deception, and if you think injecting yourself with vaccines is boosting your health, you're fucking R-worded out. Your brain rot and your deception and the propaganda that has gone inside of your brain is you can't be saved at this point. Hello?
Does Scott do this on purpose? Because I do struggle to understand.
Yes, he records us all and he posts it all online. Just gaslights us all so he soundbite clips and post it all
I
over.
thought I was dumb. Not
He
understand.
always goes off on things that have nothing to do with what we're talking about. If you want to understand the tariffs, it's like this. The U.S. has a treaty with every nation. Part of the treaties we have with other nations is the trade deal portion of it. Almost every geopolitical move that Trump is making, as well as all of the trade deals, were all tariff threats. He used the threats of tariffs to make better deals, one country after another. The Abraham Accords, threats of tariffs. All of what he's doing is doing this big show of the tariffs, and now people believe in other countries, oh my God, he might actually do it. And they come to the table and they make a better deal.
Correct, Williams. That's why Poland is the premium example of a thriving economy where everyone living in it is fucking happy. And guess what? They comply with everything Donald Trump is saying because they know it benefits the rest of their whole country. They're the most thriving fucking country in Europe. The rest are going through a fucking crisis. Now, and that's coming off the basis of everything Trump said. And guess who complies with it? The only country in Europe that complies with it to a T is Poland. And they have the best fucking living standards at the moment, as we speak. If the others did, they'd have the same situation, but they're in a crisis. Matter of fact, they're probably on the brink of civil war.
Ben, do you know about the drug prices and what's called most favored nation status and what he did with the drug companies? Are you aware of that?
I heard that, but I never really.
So essentially, even though our government gives lots of R&D, a lot through colleges, but not exclusively through colleges, all of the research and development of the drug companies is subsidized by the U.S. government, has been for decades. Yet, we pay as much as 10 times more for our drugs than any other country in the world, and we have for decades. So Trump goes in and makes a deal with each and every drug company. Now, he didn't do it for every drug across the board, but he picked one drug with each company and said, okay, you're going to lower that price of the drug to the lowest price that any other country pays. He then went around to the countries of the world, again, using the threats of tariffs. He went to France and he said, you know what? So American drug manufacturers can lower the price of our drugs. You're going to raise the price of your drugs. And Macron went, fuck you, no, I'm not. And Trump says, okay, then we're going to raise tariffs on wine and champagne. And Macron said, I'm going to raise the price of drugs in France. Amazing how tariffs helped in that circumstance, right? There are so many things that you get lied to by the media, and the things that you see are not what's actually happened. What you hear is tariffs and how bad they are. and how it hurt the American people when they didn't even get a chance. The tariffs you're talking about didn't even get a chance to see if they would work. But they're not even the best part of what he did with tariffs. And I could go on and on for about an hour of facts that may or may not reshape your mind, but chances are you'll just be like, oh no, I'm not going to pay attention to that.
Why is it so hard for people to understand? If you didn't vote for someone, of course you're not gonna like their policies. Like, I mean, it's simple. If you did not
Wait,
vote,
for the record, I didn't vote for Trump.
oh,
I
you
didn't vote for
didn't?
Trump
No, but I'm not
anytime.
talking about you. I'm just like literally.
No, I know. I'm just using it as an
I'm
example to
talking
say
on the
I didn't vote
comments,
for
you
Trump,
know,
and I
and
see this.
comments and in the chat and on the stages. You know, it's like honestly, I think anybody who thought Kamala Harris could have handled being the president is insane.
I can't imagine Kamala being in charge of anything to do with Iran. Can you imagine?
Anything that we've gone through this year, like,
Yeah.
it's been insane.
I mean, that would be like just an incredible disaster having Kamala Harris dealing with Iran in any form.
Well, when you say she can't handle it, that means she would have been handled. If she can't handle it, that means that woman would have been handled.
Yeah, but Matt, in reality, I think it would have been very scary if she would have become the president, because people didn't even vote for her. You know, it's someone that somehow they decided to bring her on. You know what I mean? They did not let the Democrats pick. They didn't have a primary. That's the part I didn't like.
And
it was
that's,
scary.
you bring up a good point, because that could be a security issue, because you never know who's being just brought into the fold. Like how do we know that it wasn't like foreign influence that just wanted to install Kamala Harris? I mean, I never even thought about that.
And remember about the last election. People forget, but she did run against Joe Biden, in the primary for the, Democrats, and she had like less than 1% approval rate. Like, people did not want her. Like, I was never going to vote for her, but even Democrats didn't pick her. That was
she was like dead last in the primary.
That's why I'm saying it. Like, I don't care if she was a VP. If Biden would have died, yes, that's the system, how U.S. democratic system works, and she could have become, the president, but no. And maybe Matt, maybe it was influenced that way, because if Democrats wanted to get rid of Biden, they could have actually have him do a debate with Trump like 5 months early instead of 5 months late. But it was planned and scheduled in a way to force Biden out and not give the Democratic Party to, have a primary election, which is terrifying.
Well, Sarah, do you think that if Kamala won, she would have actually invaded Iran with 500,000 soldiers?
I think, Kat, there were people who designed all of that stuff to make Kamala the candidate of the Democrats, and they thought because of the TDS, Trump will not win. So in no shape or
We're not
form,
going back.
Kamala would
We
have
are
made
not
a single
going back.
decision. No, hold on. I don't believe Kamala would have made a single decision, and I don't know who was behind all of that, so I don't know what she would have done. I have no idea.
She would have gone back to the Obama deal. She would have reacted to JC.
I have no idea
She
what
probably
she
would
would
have
have done.
doubled down. She would have doubled down on Obama's thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's no question that these are very passive people. They have no interest of dealing with anything that deal with the world's problems, right?
Don't be so surprised.
I'm not like some kind of like war.
You're not a mind reader, Matt. You don't know what Kamala would have done.
Basically, essentially, you can't you have to deal with the world's problems, even if you are the most non-aggressive, passive person. You eventually have to deal with world problems. It's just the way it is, Who's that? Who is this talking there?
Hey, what happened first?
Why do I feel like she would have initiated World War III? But not just with her, like, not that she would like say, oh, we're gonna start a war, but I just feel like her incompetent would have caused a lot of, wars. Like Trump has been controlling everything.
That's the thing is like, okay, so we've been told that Trump is some maniac, right? Can't we all agree on that? Like, I think Ben would say that. Is Ben still here? Yeah. Ben, you would agree that your side has told us that Trump is a maniac, is totally out of control, has no self-control, and is completely insane. And yet he's managing a pretty intense conflict in a way with minimal casualties. I mean, every death is bad, but like, you gotta admit, like, he's doing a pretty good job. Like, let's knock on wood, we got a little ways to go, but like, for someone that's supposed to be a maniac and impulsive and all these horrible things that we hear about Trump, you would have thought that he would have already started some kind of massive casualty event, like just a complete disaster on that front, right? But you guys have completely been wrong about all that stuff. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how you guys live with yourselves thinking that every day, that you just hope that something really bad happens and makes Trump look bad.
Because they don't pay attention. They don't look at the fact that NATO is now paying their fair share. Most of the countries are agreed to. They don't look at the fact that we're building in Greenland so that we can get to the ballistic missiles if they come from Russia. Plus, we have the territorial waters. So when the Arctic starts melting, that pathway shortens shipping distances by half on some trade routes. We're going to own that because we own the territorial waters. He's completely, at almost every turn, countering China's Belt and Road Initiative and the 100-year marathon. There's so many things that they just won't acknowledge are going on global scale, and they don't, as I was saying earlier, they don't see the connection between Iran and Venezuela, and 20% of China's oil is now being controlled by us in just those two countries, and China has to resupply their oil every 90 days.
Exactly.
And they won't.
William, I'll ask you a question.
There's a bigger strategy to the
if you were pro-socialist, pro-communist, maybe you would want China to be stronger than U.S. and I don't know. I'm just thinking.
Right now, you are right.
See, that's where I disagree with you. And when you were talking about Ben hates America, I don't think that these people who disagree with this and don't see these things or refuse not to see them or acknowledge them, even the smart ones who understand it and just disagree with it, I don't think that they hate America, and I don't think that they want America to fail, and I don't think they want the Chinese to take over. I think that they just have this warped mindset that America is an unchecked power and that needs to balance itself out.
You are underestimating people who don't believe in borders.
I believe there's a few, but most of the
I shouldn't
people
have
that I
eaten
talk
all
to,
that
most
pizza.
of the people I hear on various
I should have watched them take which
I don't
pizza
really think
slice.
that extreme.
It was
I
not
really
so
don't think
fresh.
they hate
It looked like 2-day-old pizza. I only eat
I
fresh
think it's a small
pizza.
percentage of what you're talking
I should have watched the pizza
It
man.
doesn't matter. Like I cannot change definition of things. You either are a nationalist, meaning you believe in borders, or you don't. If you don't believe in borders, then you don't believe in your country. You're more of a globalist.
Put the words in people's mouth. You saying people don't believe in borders. That's not necessarily what people are saying.
Let me just jump back in, because I hear what William's saying is there is this thinking out there that maybe these people don't have evil intentions, that they just don't know what they're doing, which, the evil stuff, but I see what William is saying. It's like they want to have an even playing field, right? They don't want America to be number one. In their mind, they think everybody should be all on the same level.
and then everything should be flat, and everybody should be on the same page. But that's not how reality works, right? So, and they just don't understand that part, and they'll never understand that part. It's just the way that they're thinking. And so, I don't know if that's like an evil intention. I mean, maybe it can be evil because then we'll take your side on this, Sarah. Because maybe the evil intention is, well, then how do we
Why did I say evil intention?
No, well, you
Let me change what I say. Let me change it. Let me give you another example. So let's talk about the federalism in America. So if somebody she told us that it's making her cute. She didn't say a good thing, but she always says it.
That's the end of the show.